Hello everyone, and welcome back to Knights and Dragons. This is episode 6 of season 2, and in this episode I am hoping to do more mechanical work with the mod Create. The Create mod has several mechanics in it that all focus on a unique power source called rotation. Rotation is nothing mystical at all. Rotation is as mundane as you can get. It's literally gears and wheels and rods and pistons and stuff. So we're going to start by making a hand crank. This hand crank is any kind of planks and an andesite alloy. Andesite alloy is made using andesite and iron, or more valuably, andesite and zinc. This is really the purpose of zinc. Here's our zinc. Okay, I'm going to cook this up. Alright, so we're going to let that keep cooking. In the meantime, we have enough zinc to get started. Oh, I forgot. You can take a zinc piece and turn it into these lovely zinc nuggets. That's what we need. So we've got plenty of zinc. Now, we have andesite alloy. We need to combine that with some planks. Do I have any spare planks lying around? Alright, 3 planks and an alloy will create a crank. Cool, so we have a hand crank. Now, what do we do with a hand crank? Well, that's a good question. I happen to know that the next thing we're going to need is a mechanical press. That takes an entire block of iron, an andesite casing, and a shaft. So first I'm going to make the block, because that's easy. Not easy on the budget. Whoop. Okay, we got our block. Now, how do we make these rod things? That's easy enough. Andesite alloy. There we go. I can't speak. That is the freakiest sheep ever. Andesite casing. Andesite casing is made with machines and stuff, but we're not going to be doing that. A deployer is the equivalent of a player's hand. So whenever you see something deploying, it's probably just telling you that this is a machine that you could use, because you can't, instead of doing it yourself. Any stripped log will do, with an andesite alloy applied. So I'm going to take a log. I'm going to go get some archwood for this. We'll need a bunch, so I'm just going to get a bunch. There we go. And slam these down. And then we're going to get our axe out of our inventory, because dragon claws don't work for this. There's nothing like a good old axe to strip down the wood. There we go. Slap this back in here. And now we can take our andesite in hand and apply it. Bink. Just like that. Cool. And now we can harvest this. Now we've got a bunch of these. We will be needing them. Andesite casing, shaft, iron block, mechanical press. There we go. Now we're going to need a laboratory to build all this stuff in. I guess we'll take this corner for now. And I think that's the wrong place for this. Let's see. That goes there. Right. We put a block underneath, like so. It could be a bit more decorative than that. Let's try something nicer. It'll do, right? That'll do for now. Okay. The crank. And now what we have to do with this crank is we have to actually start clicking on it to get it to spin. And it's not spinning. Why don't you spin? Oh, because there's nothing underneath. It actually needs something underneath in order to work. Which is a little strange, but fine. Why do we need this? Well, at some point we're going to need other devices that require sheets of pounded metal. Fans would be helpful, right? Let's see what it takes to make a fan. Here we go. Encased fan. Takes another andesite casing, another shaft. We have those available. But in order to make a fan, we need these iron sheets and more andesite alloy. So, how do we make iron sheets? Well, this is where this mod really starts consuming iron. We're going to take this iron, we're going to run over here, and we're going to drop... Whoops, that's not the right button. We're going to drop 1, 2... I'm sorry, I'm still too short. We're going to try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4 iron sheets. There we go. And now what we're going to do is spin this and just keep going until all the iron has been turned into sheets. Is it? It is. Nope, we got 3. Where's our 4th one? We need 1 more. Come on, buddy. There we go. Okay, 4 sheets. In that formation with a core, makes a propeller. Combine that with the casings and the rods. There we go. Now we have a fan. Cool. Now what can fans be used for? Let's find out. Can blow mobs. Okay. That's nice. Oh, it can be reversed to drag things. That's fun. It can be used to heat things. Oh, that's interesting. Wow, no more cooking required. Food items thrown there would be incinerated. Well, okay. Oh, alright, so fire will melt... Alright, hold on here. Hang on a second. Okay, so we can smelt ores by pushing air through lava. That will smelt stuff, but it will incinerate food. So we need to provide something different. A setup for smoking using fire would cook food. Okay. Air through water will create a washing setup. What's the point of that? Sand becomes gold? Speed of the fan does not affect the processing speed, only its range. Interesting. Sand can become clay. Depots and belts. Okay. That's handy to know. Belts are used a lot. Okay. That's very interesting. So let's see what we can do. So in order to use this fan, we're going to need a constant rotational force, because I don't want to stand there and spin the crank around all the time. So what can we do to power the fan? Well, there's a couple ways to generate rotational force. One of them is a water wheel. Simple enough. You put water on one side of it and it spins. Easy. The downside is that these things seem to cause me some degree of lag. I don't know if it's just me. Okay, windmill bearing requires some polished stone. Might be able to use some soapstone. A slab and a shaft. Okay, let's make that. Alright. Now. This may seem rather strange. I'm going to put a windmill on a castle. But, such is life, right? These are the unique circumstances in which we live. Boop. Okay, great. So we've got a windmill. What I need is this stuff. Radial chassis. Radial chassis connects to identical chassis blocks in a straight line. When one is moved by contraptions, the others are dragged with it. That's nice. The side faces can be made sticky by applying a slime ball. I don't think the slime ball gets consumed during the process, but I am not sure. And you can remove the slime if you want to. Now here's where it gets complicated. Whenever a block is next to the sticky side, it will attach to all reachable blocks within a radius on that side. You can use a wrench, I think, to control... Yep, you can use a wrench to control the radius. We don't have a wrench. That would cost gold. But, wow. That's Minecraft physics for you. Blocks not reachable by any sticky face will not attach. Okay. I think we know what we've got to do. We're going to need to make some of those chassis. So, radial chassis is made using stripped logs and andesite alloy. Let's get to it. dokie. 1, 2, 3. Let's get some andesite alloy on there. Great. Do we have a slime ball? Yes, we have 2 slime balls. Okay, so I'm going to take this slime ball. Hopefully it doesn't get consumed by this process. That would be a real bummer. Here we go. So these should link together because they are of one accord. There we go. They're all the same type, so they should be linked together automatically. Now, moment of truth. Ah, the slime ball survives the process. That is excellent. Fabulous. Okay, we don't need to make... Well, it doesn't really cost anything, so we might as well make all the sides sticky. Windmill bearings attached to the block in front of them. And it shows using super glue, which we don't need because we used the other kind of chassis. Sail-like blocks we will need. The amount of sail blocks will increase the speed, and you can configure the direction. Okay, so we need to make sail blocks. Windmill sail. They attach to blocks and to each other without the need of super glue. That's handy. They can be dyed. That's cute. And you get 2 per white wool and andesite. Alright. So let's do that. How much wool do we have laying around? Wool is expensive right now. Wool is a valuable resource. I am reluctant to give up even a single block. But for the cause, I think it's worth it. Problem is, we need 1 more. Alright, so I'm just going to do some... Oh, there's our wool. Perfect. Look at how fast we went through all that andesite. We had a stack of andesite. Now we're down to 16. You go through it so quick, and if you use iron for it, you really spend a lot of iron. That's why zinc is so important. Okay, so that's done. I'm gonna put this crude windmill to use. There we go. It's very slow, but it is turning. Some more sail blocks would be very helpful, but it's something. We'll get there. In the meantime, I think we can apply this rod here, and also the encased fan. There we go. Also, I can't really put lava here on my wooden roof. That wouldn't be too good. So maybe I should build the windmill somewhere else where I can use lava to process stuff. I am glad that I can still fit through 1 block openings vertically. Or this would be really tricky. It's a little lackluster right now, but I'm sure the windmill will come in very handy and I'll be able to expand it over time. I had all this extra stone laying around, so I thought I'd put it to use here. I don't really want to use it on the castle because it's all the cracked and mossy type, but it looks kind of nice. I might update it with some wood accents at some point. I think it would do well with some contrast. Maybe a little more cobblestone. Maybe some cobblestone walls. I don't know. We'll see. Now for the interior. Jumping between axes of rotation can get bulky quickly. No kidding. A gearbox is the more compact equivalent of this setup. Okay, so probably costs about the same materials. Nice. Oh, you can see the color change. That's cool. Okay, I'm grabbing the rest of our raw zinc, and I'm going to try the new smelter. There is our windmill up top, and I'll show you what it looks like inside. We just have a large wheel up there, which turns this rod, and that turns this wheel, which turns this wheel, which turns that fan. Out here is the cool part. Behind this lava is the fan, and should cook my raw zinc. There we go. We got it. And there it is. All done. I got an extra piece of wool, so I slapped some extra sails on there. Yeah, I think this technology will be very useful in the future. I'm already thinking about different things we can do to improve farming and tree cutting, so I'm excited to try and get to that, but I think that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye!